Today on the Trent Out Loud podcast. It's days like today that I'm so happy that I have an independent show with Republicans and Democrats in my comment section. Because Republicans, I have a question for y'all. When you were voting for Donald Trump, did you think that every day he would spend in office talking about DEI? Every day it's the same DEI. Are there not more letters in the alphabet? Kim Kardashian and Nike announced their new collaboration. Now, I don't know much about Skims, but all I know is every time I hear about Kim Kardashian and Skims, it's another collaboration. Does she ever release her own clothing on her own? I don't know what's more repetitive, Kim Kardashian collaborations or Donald Trump and DEI. What up? It's Trent Out Loud, and I'm back with another episode. All right, it's Wednesday morning. We made it through Monday and Tuesday. Hump Day is finally here. Y'all know what that means. The weekend is only 2 days away. You know that puts me in a great mood. All right, I have a great show set up for you guys today. We have 3 lead stories. We're going to kick it off by talking about Donald Trump giving schools 2 weeks to end DEI practices. And Target is also being sued over their DEI practices. We have finally found out why Wendy Williams' freedom was restricted, and it was because of her own wrongdoing. Also, we have new footage of the Delta Airlines crash that happened in Toronto. In quick news, we're going to talk Elon Musk, Joe Budden, 50 Cent, Kim Kardashian, Apple, Suge Knight, Serena Williams, Boosie, Doechii, and Tyla. As always, we're going to close out the show with question of the day, social discussion of the day, comment of the day, and a little bit of sports news. Y'all know what time it is. Turn your TVs, your radio, or your devices up. I'm about to start this Hump Day show. Let's go. Our first lead story. Trump administration gives schools 2 weeks to end DEI programs or risk losing federal money. The Donald Trump administration is giving U.S. schools and universities a deadline on eliminating diversity initiatives or risk losing federal money. Per AP News, a memo released on Friday states that the Education Department has given 2 weeks for instructions to stop using racial preferences as a factor in several areas such as administration, federal aid, and hiring. This demand threatens to overturn all aspects of campus operations, which could include question on college applications to classroom lessons and campus clubs. All right, there is a long letter here. It's literally like 4 pages. I'm not going to read the whole thing. I will put up pieces of it if you guys want to pause and read it. I will read out the first paragraph. It says, "Dear colleagues, discrimination on the bias of race, color, or national origin is illegal and immorally reprehensible. Accordingly, I write to clarify and reaffirm the non-discrimination obligation of schools and other entities that receive federal finance assistance from the United States Department of Education Department. This letter explains and reiterates existing legal requirements under the Civil Rights Act of 1964, the Equal Protection Clause of the United States Constitution, and other relevant authorities. In recent years, American education institution has discriminated against students on the basis of race, including white and Asian students, many of whom come from disadvantaged backgrounds and low-income families. These institutions' embrace of pervasive and repugnant race-based preferences and other forms of racial discrimination have emanated throughout every facet of academia. For example, colleges, universities, and K-12 schools has routinely used race as a factor in administration, financial aid, hiring, training, and other institutional programs. In a shameful echo of a dark period in this country's history, many American schools and universities even encourage segregation by race and graduation ceremonies and in dormitories and other facilities." Okay, so for my daily listeners, you guys know how I feel about DEI already. We have done deep dives into them. I have shown you guys on numerous occasions that DEI is just not about race. For my new listeners, I know there's new listeners every day. I'm just going to tell you super high level that I have done my research, and DEI is not just about race. DEI is also about bringing equality to women. It's about bringing equality to people that have disabilities. It's also to bring equality to people for different people of who they choose to partner with. It's to really just level the playing field and make sure that everybody, regardless of anything, that you have representation. Okay. So I don't agree with Trump's view on DEI, thinking that, hey, he just wants everything to be merit-based. And I have said a number of times, in a perfect world, it would be amazing if we could all just see each other as human beings, regardless if you're a man or a woman, regardless of your orientation, regardless of where you come from. But the world doesn't work like that. And for them to cite the Civil Rights Act from 1964, to me, is counterproductive of the Civil Rights Act. That's not the reason why the Civil Rights Act was inflicted, but I'm not even going to dive into that right now. Like I said, I don't think this should be, or sorry, like I always say, I don't think this should be a Democrat or Republican thing. I don't think it should be political. I think this should be a human thing. I understand, like I've said a bunch of times, I understand that there are some problems with enacting DEI, especially the places that have quotas. And I understand how some people might rush to just fill in quotas, and that's how come some people's merit might not be looked at. But I think instead of getting rid of DEI, what would be better would be to let's find a way how to make these programs better and make sure that it is merit-based. Trump's desire to have everybody just be treated equally on a merit system, he knows that that's not possible. He knows that's just not how the world works. It's just not how it works. And if it worked that way, we wouldn't have needed DEI. We wouldn't have needed affirmative action. That's just not how the history of the world has worked. And I just feel like this is just going to send us backwards. And in a school system, in the educational system, I think this is even more dangerous than everything that's been going on in companies, because at least companies, you can go and get another job. Let's say we have a next story that we're actually kind of tying to this, is kind of part B to this story of, Target losing a lot of money for DEI. But, you could boycott Target. You could, if you're working for Target, you could quit and leave and go to another job that has DEI still in place. There's a lot of companies that are still doing that. But if you live in a certain town and now your school doesn't have DEI, you don't really have a choice to go to much other schools. And they're saying that they want to eliminate this in every school. So where would you go? What does that mean for HBCUs? So I just don't see how this is going to work out for the people that DEI was meant to benefit. And just want to reiterate, I know I say this a lot, but this is not just about race. He mentions white and Asian people there that have been discriminated against. And I try not to get into those things. I'm not going to take the bait. I know what he's trying to do. DEI is not about that. DEI is about helping the people who have been marginalized for hundreds and hundreds of years, to give them a chance and to have their school or their company more diverse. And if there was never a problem to begin with, DEI would never have existed, Mr. Trump. So I'll leave it to you guys to let me know what you guys think in a comment section below. And now we'll move on to Target and see how they've been going with their DEI initiatives that they abandoned. Let's go to that story now. Our part two, second lead story. Target drops DEI initiatives and learns there are harsh consequences. All right, we're going to just jump right into the article. Target is facing a harsh reality that actions have consequences after ending their DEI initiatives. The retailer is currently being sued for allegedly hiding the risk of ending the company's DEI, diversity, equity, and inclusion programs after customers angry about the moves started to boycott. Last year, Target joined major companies across the country who have been rolling back DEI initiatives in the wake of President Donald Trump's taking over power. The company also issued a memo that said it would end its racial equity action and change program and will stop all external diversity-focused surveys, including HRC's Corporate Equity Index, the Advocate reports. The backlash to the move was swift, with civil rights activists and people across social media calling for a boycott. Georgia pastor Dr. Jamal Bryant even told his clients that they should participate in a 40-day fast from Target. Now the mega store is realizing that while ditching diversity programs may win over Republicans, there are also very real consequences. Target shareholders, led by City of Riviera Beach Police Pension Fund in Florida, filed a class action lawsuit claiming Target defrauded them by artificially inflating stock prices and failing to warn investors about how removing DEI and ESG, environmental, social, and governance policies, could cause stock prices to plummet, Forbes reports. The lawsuit also said that Target concealed the backlash it suffered from the May 2023 Pride Month campaign after the company removed LGBTQ plus merchandise after confrontations happened in the store. Target lost $15.7 billion of market value after share prices fell 22% on November the 20th, 2024. So I wanted to put that in here just as like a highlight to Donald Trump and schools. Two things. I don't understand why Target is the one who's being targeted, no pun intended, but there's a lot of other companies that have dropped DEI, and I've said that before. I don't understand why Target is being so focused on when there's a bunch of other companies. Second thing is, if companies know that these things are going to happen, why are they so in a rush to comply with what Donald Trump is doing in the government? We know Facebook, Amazon, Google, and of course Elon Musk were at the inaugurations, and they were kind of, pet and powdering to Donald Trump. But for the corporations that are not directly affected, I guess the answer to the question is they hope to join the club. I guess that's what they're doing. But I still can't wrap my head around why, if you are the head of an organization, why you would want to run your company without it being diverse for the people that you serve and you sell to. You are selling to women. You are selling to people from the LGBTQ plus community. You are selling to people in the disabled community. You are selling to minorities. Like, I just don't understand. Trump, I don't say that I understand what he's doing, because I don't understand it, but I understand his intention on playing to the MAGA community and his base. So I know what he is doing, and he feels like he has a mandate. So I know the political agenda he's trying to do. I don't understand companies like Target, because at the end of the day, they're going to be hit where it counts in the stock market. But again, I want to reiterate my first point to the people like me who believe that DEI is important and it should be everywhere. Target is not the only company. I've given you guys lists of companies that have said that they are not following DEI practices anymore. And I think all of them should be losing market share just as much as Target is. I don't understand why it's only Target. Lastly, Costco has been one of the companies that has done the complete opposite. And I know a lot of people are going to support them, but there's also a lot of other companies who have stayed on DEI. So if you're like me and believe that DEI is good and is positive, and just want to reiterate again, it's not perfect. I said it's good. The intentions are good. It's not perfect. And like, if you agree with me that we should just get into the people who are running these programs, make sure they're running it properly, make sure that it's merit-based first, and then they are making sure that women have their part, and LGBTQ, et cetera, et cetera. I think the program is amazing. It just needs to be ran better. And the way that we bring this back is what you guys are doing to Target, but find the list and make sure that you are, targeting everybody. Again, no pun intended. And the companies that are keeping their DEI, let's support them. So That's it for DEI. It's been almost like a week that I haven't said anything about DEI, but Trump is making waves. This is the thing that's most talked about today. So of course we have to talk about it. Also, I'm always very open to hearing you guys in the comment section below. Let me know what you guys think about this. Let me know what your side, what side of the aisle you're on this topic, and maybe we'll talk about it again tomorrow in a positive way. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. Our third lead story. Well, really, it's our second because that was A and B, but whatever. Second or third lead story. Wendy Williams' freedom was restricted after allegedly drinking too much at her assisted living facility, reports claim. All right, so for those of you like me who've been wondering how come she was restricted, how come she couldn't come and go as she pleases, according to this report, it was her own wrongdoing. And before I even read this is from the Daily Mail, and we all know that they're a little bit shaky sometimes, but this has been fact-checked and it's actually true. So, Wendy Williams allegedly had too much to drink while staying at her assisted living facility, resulting in her freedom being restricted, according to a new report. The Daily Mail claims Wendy was initially housed in a unit that allowed her unrestricted freedom to come and go as she pleased. However, after allegedly ordering several alcoholic drinks and becoming noticeably intoxicated at the restaurant on the premises, the 60-year-old TV personality was reportedly moved to a memory care unit. The floor, according to reports, primarily houses residents with dementia and other memory-related conditions. As a result, elevator access is restricted to prevent unsupervised movement. It's unclear whether Wendy is completely prohibited from leaving the unit or if she can leave with supervision. The report comes after Wendy compared her conservatorship to being in a prison, claiming she was only allowed to leave the facility twice in 30 days for dentist appointments. In a recent court affidavit to end her conservatorship, Wendy argued that she has regained capacity to live independently and no longer requires a guardian. A source at the facility reportedly corroborated her claim, saying, Wendy doesn't have good and bad days. She's the same all the time. You can tell her something today and 2 weeks later, she'll remember it. Her memory is fine. The source also alleges that the staff lied to Wendy, telling her the restaurant was closed after the intoxicated incident when it was actually opened the entire time. Do you think this report is going to hurt Wendy in her case for her conservatorship? So, like I said, really just interesting article. And again, it's fact checked. This is actually true. We do know that she has had this ongoing problem, drinking problem. And the fact that she was able to come and go as she pleased and it was her own wrongdoing, I actually think this might hurt her in court. And the other reason why I think it might hurt her in court is, why is this story coming out now? This is just my own speculation. I didn't get this from anywhere, but I think maybe her guardian, Sabrina, is maybe putting this story out. That's just the feeling that I'm getting. I made a couple of calls. I haven't heard anything yet. I'll let you guys know tomorrow. But I do find it a little bit odd that we've been seeing all of these positive things, all of these TMZ reports on The Breakfast Club, Jason Williams on Hollywood Unlocked. And we heard it, I've been showing you pictures of her in Miami over the weekend. I think even in Quick Stories, we have something with her and her dad, a picture with her and her dad. And now all of a sudden, boom, we come to find out that, hey, she hasn't been this perfect, resident at this facility. At the end of the day, it's still, I don't think, my opinion, I'm not a doctor, so we'll have to wait for this report from the doctor, but I don't think having a drinking problem means that you need to have a guardian. So it's really been centered around the dementia and the memory loss, and I think that's why they put that in the article. At the end of the day, she is good. And like Candace Owens said yesterday, it's Wendy's money. It's her life to do what she wants with it. So even if she does have a problem that she still needs to be worked on, I feel like having her on one floor locked with on a floor with people that have memory loss and she can't even get out of her apartment. Well, we don't know if she can get out of her apartment or not. Even the article said that, but just the fact that she's kind of locked down like that, it still just doesn't make sense. So we'll follow up with this story. If I'm not mistaken, the judge is going to answer that affidavit either today or tomorrow. And like we told you guys last week, he's probably just going to say no, and then we'll have to go to a trial by jury. Look at me saying we'll have to go like I'm part of the case. Wendy will have to go, and her team will have to go in front of a court and a jury, and that's when we think that she'll be able to get out. But this story is not good for Miss Williams. So I'll follow up, and of course, let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. Our fourth quick story. New footage shows how the Toronto-bound Delta flight crash landed and ended upside down. All right, new footage shows the moment the Delta flight landed in Toronto from Minneapolis, crashing and landed upside down. Authorities say 18 people were injured from the incident, but thankfully, everybody made it out alive. The crash is still currently under investigation. All right, yesterday we broke this story, but it was in our breaking news because it literally happened 5 minutes before we got on air. So I'm going to play for you a new video that we have out. Yesterday, the video that we showed you was already people coming out. This video is actually seeing a lot of people have been like, how did this happen? This video will actually show you the plane landing. And like we told you yesterday, something with the cross winds and the landing gear. They still don't know exactly yet. But then you could see the plane tilting over one wing, and then it rolls over and the other wing gets knocked off. Take a look. Oh, no. Like we told you yesterday, the plane did exactly what it was supposed to do, which was the wing is meant to fall off right away, detached from the plane, and then the other wing detached from the plane at the same time, when it rolled over, and it didn't have any effect with inside the plane. So we have to give credit to the manufacturers and the safety that has been going on with aviation over the past couple of years. And I know people are afraid to fly right now, but we have to, think positively and know that if this plane, I heard that if the plane maybe was like 20 years old or 30 years old, the wings wouldn't have fallen off like how it would have fallen off. So this was the newer technology and how the seats were buckled down. So let's try to think about this positively. Everybody was safe. Couple other things though, like, could you imagine, I know I want to stay positive, but could you imagine, I don't know how you guys are, but when I'm in a plane, anytime I feel nervous as there's turbulence or whatever, you get a little nervous, but then you're like, whew, all right, we made it. Like when you start seeing land, you're like, all right, I'm starting to feel good. And then you're like, okay, wow. And it sucks that literally this accident happened as soon as they touch ground. You never think that something is going to happen as you touch ground. You think, finally, I'm safe again. So the shock that they must have gone through is just crazy. Anyways, I also found something else that I wanted to show you guys. People are like, oh my gosh, this is like the second or third this year. It's actually been the 8th this year. There has been at least 8 notable plane crashes since the beginning of 2025. So January the 29th in Washington, D.C., January the 31st in Pennsylvania, February the 5th, Washington, the 6th, Alaska, the 10th, Arizona, the 12th, California, the 16th, Georgia, and the 17th, Toronto. Crazy. I said I wanted to be positive. That might made you guys feel worse and have made you have more anxiety. Sorry, that wasn't the point. But the point of it was, are you guys afraid to fly? And I just feel like, yes, there's been a lot going on, but I also do feel like they have all been very random. You know what I mean? Like that first one in Washington, yes, that FAA thing with the helicopter and the plane. Okay, I understand that kind of was like, that is scary, right? But I feel like all the other ones, and we're not going to go into them, I feel like they've all been separate incidences. If they were like all 8 the same, I would start to get a little bit worried. But this one in Toronto, like we see all the videos of all of them, even the one in Philly, like the one in Toronto, you could tell it's clearly bad weather. Like if something was up, like how could somebody make weather do that or make the plane do? I don't know. Maybe I'm just trying to be optimistic and trying to be positive, but I personally don't think that there's anything to worry about. I get that it's very suspicious. I'll give you that. But if you really dissect and look at all of them, they're all real separate incidences. So I'm just going to deduce it down to a coincidence. Just my opinion. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. And are you flying? And as much as I say that I'm not worried, I flew last week and I was a little bit nervous, a tad bit, but I still flew. Are you flying anymore? Are you done with that? Are you like, yo, I'm taking a train, I'm taking a bus, I'm driving, or are you getting on a flight? Let me know how you guys feel about this in the comment section below. All right, this brings us to quick news. Ring my bell. Elon Musk launches the smartest AI on Earth. All right, I'm not going to try to pretend like I understand what's going on in the AI universe. So y'all know when I don't know about things, I lean to you guys, or I'll play you videos from people who are experts. So I do want to play you guys 2 different videos that's explaining why this is not necessarily the smartest AI, but it's actually pretty good. And then another video is somebody worried the fact that Elon Musk has access to the government and AI. And you're also going to hear in a video where Elon Musk said at one time that AI should always be, and this was years ago, that AI should be non-for-profit should be not for profit, because he said if man and AI come together for profit, then we're doomed. So last story with the planes, now with AI and Elon Musk and the government. Whew, don't mean to scare y'all. But let's play one video and then we'll go to the next. All right, take a listen.
Okay, Elon Musk just launched the smartest AI on Earth. Well, according to him. But what he demoed tonight with the new Grok 3 is actually amazing. I mean, the benchmarks they claim outcompete Gemini, GPT-4o, and dominate DeepSeek, which proves scaling laws aren't over. Grok is powered by the Colossus supercomputer cluster loaded with 200,000 H100 GPUs.
So basically what he's saying is that it's literally, as AI is just going to get bigger with the more computers, the more it learns, and who has like the most, not necessarily just the most money, but the most, I don't know. Let's just go to the next video.
And we have seen all of the Terminators, all of the Matrix movies. We got the box DVD somewhere in our basement. And yet and still, we have allowed this man to build the most powerful AI in the world. Do you understand that a couple of years ago, before he had all this power, he realized that, hey, we need to have a rule that says that AI is only for nonprofit purposes and the betterment of humanity, because if you make it for profit, men are not responsible on their own.
Supercomputer clusters. That's what I was trying to say. The more supercomputer clusters they get to put together, the bigger the AI platform gets to be. Anyways, Elon Musk is starting to worry me, man. This is like the second or third day that I've been like, and I've never been like the biggest fan, but the whole like AI, he wants access to the IRS. We talked about that yesterday. I feel like he's up to something, man. And I think we have a couple of more stories about him. I don't know what's going on, y'all. I really don't know what's going on. Let me know what you think in the comment section below. Our second quick story. Joe Budden put out a clip from his recent podcast and said, 50 Cent is wrong. 50 needs therapy. Well, y'all know what happens when you talk about 50 Cent. 50 took a screenshot, reposted it, and said, stay out of my mix, Joe, talking about I need therapy. B word, you need to stop walking around with no clothes on. The F you doing in the hallway anyways, punk. He's talking about what happened with Joe in December when he went to court. This actually is over 50 and Irv Gotti. Well, remember it was like, 2 weeks ago now, that Irv was no longer with us. And that day, 50 Cent put out something of like, yo, I'm happy he's not here anymore, or he won't get to see my shows. Anyways, he wasn't saying anything remorseful. And Joe Budden was on his podcast saying, listen, I understand Irv and 50 have beef or whatever, but you know, when somebody's not here anymore, that's when you should let the beef go. And then people were being like, what? It's just 50 Cent we're talking about here. Like, he's not letting nothing go. And it goes more beyond just music beef, right? There's a whole history, which we won't get into now. But the thing that I don't understand with 50 is that I understand if he's getting in beef with people who like talk about him, but Joe wasn't like being insulting to him or being rude or whatever. He's just saying that like, yo, 50 Cent is close to being 50 years old. No pun intended. I thought about that one. He said, yo, you're being close. You're getting close to 50 years old. He needs to heal. He obviously has some things that he's still hurt with, and he needs therapy. Now, you guys know that I'm a big mental health advocate, so of course I see it differently. But saying somebody needs therapy or they're wrong and they need help, like I just don't feel like that would be like, yo, don't talk about me that way. You know what I'm saying? If he just said he was wrong and started saying a bunch of other things, I would understand 50 giving him backlash. But saying he's wrong, 50 Cent is hurt, he has a lot of things he needs to deal with, it would be good if he went to therapy. What? Anyways, 50 Cent is just not there to understand that yet. Oh gosh, 50 Cent is probably going to talk about me. Our third quick story. Nike and Kim Kardashian are ready to go to battle with Nike Skims. Ladies, are you excited for this? Like, I just feel like this is so uneventful, but I've seen it over my timeline all the time. Not all the time, I mean all day. Kim Kardashian and Nike have officially partnered up to announce Nike Skims activewear. The first collection will release in spring with a wider global expansion expected in 2026. This is the statement that they put out. It says, Nike and Skims share a deep commitment to innovation, inclusivity, and pushing boundaries driven by an unwavering belief in the power of women. This partnership is the culmination of the shared vision, delivering product that is meticulously designed to sculpt and perform for every body. Every single detail has been obsessed over and carefully considered. We're incredibly excited to unveil our first collection this spring. Kim Kardashian, co-founder and chief creative officer for Skims. All right. A blog site put this out and said, for the past year or so, the powers that be at Nike and Skims, the world's largest sports conglomerate and the world's most talked about intimates company, has been secretly working on a product collaboration. Only a few employees were brought on from each side, and they created a code name, which most other employees still don't know. The information has started leaking from Nike Oregon headquarters that the project will hit stores in the coming weeks. And here is the last post that I found that says, many women still feel like Nike is not for them, which is part of the reason why Lululemon, Alu, ET, and AL have been so successful. Sorry, I don't know those last two brands. So the fact that I had a partnership with Nike for close to 15 years, I could attest to the fact that Nike is always trying to break into the women's territory or the women's market. It's always their initiative. All my stores, they called it leading with her. So when you walk into any of my stores, I always had a woman's wall on either the left or right side, but I always had it equal with the men's side. And I was one of the only stores in Canada that would do that. I always followed the lead with her initiative. And was just always so hard. A lot of the products that we booked, it never got made because not enough Canadian retailers would book it. A lot of colorways, a lot of programs. So I know this is something that Nike has been trying to do for years. And like that last part said, where Lululemon has just taken over. When most women think about tights or working out or whatever, they don't think about Nike apparel. I say all of that to say, I don't think Skims is the company to partner with to bring women to the Nike sportswear brand. I just don't think Nike will ever be able to talk to her the way that they talk to males, because Nike, Adidas, Reebok, Puma, all of them are very male sports driven. And that's what I've always told Nike. Until you guys have like a female athlete, yes, I know Serena, but Serena, that was tennis. Until you have more female athletes, it's going to be hard to break into that the female territory. But anyways, let me know what you guys think about this. I'm not a girl. I don't know. Maybe this does excite you. Does this make you want to go and buy a Skims Nike collaboration? And I feel like Kim dilutes her brand by partnering with everybody all the time and not just standing on her own. But I don't know much about Skims, so I'll leave it to you ladies and let me know what you think. Our fourth quick story. Elon Musk said millions in Social Security database are between the ages of 100 and 159 years old. Elon Musk claims the U.S. government database lists 5 million people over 140 years old still receiving Social Security. All right, here is a post that he put up. He said, according to the Social Security database, these are the numbers of people in each age bucket with a unaliving field set to false. He said maybe Twilight is real and there are a lot of vampires collecting Social Security. This guy's it. So there's 695 people that are aged from 180 to 189. So I wanted to put this in here for the next story. Also, I wanted to put this in here to show that as much as some people don't like Elon Musk and to show that, like what is he doing in there? He is doing some good. Some people feel he's doing more bad than good, but there are some positives to him being in there. And a lot of Republicans or even people who are not Republicans that voted for Trump want a smaller government and want the government cleaned up. So whether you're a Democrat or not or whatever, you always have to at least appreciate, and I think this is why Trump wanted him to do it, from a business acumen, where it's just coming and cleaning up the fat, right? Just, making a company more lean. And coming from a business background, that's one of the first things you do when you go into a store that's like not performing well or something, or a brand that's not working well. It's like, all right, how do we just lean this up? So that's what they're doing with the government. And I know a lot of people don't like what's going on, but it's never fun to do it when you're doing it, but it is beneficial in the long term. I had to go and close down stores when I was going through a downturn. I had to close 3 stores, and it's hard, right? Because you have to lay people off, you have to close stores, you have to do stuff. It affects the community, it affects the people who are around you or whatever, and it sucks. And I got some backlash from it, but that those stores were weighing down my overall numbers, and we were not performing, and we had to close down those stores, and it's hard. So I'm not always the biggest fan of Elon or Trump or Democrats or whatever, but sometimes you have to trust the process a little. And these are one of the things that is proof that they're doing something good, because this is ridiculous, right? It's not a lot of people, but still 5 million people is collecting Social Security that's 150 years old. And we know there's nobody that old that's living. So these are some positives. All right. Let me know what you guys think about it in the comment section below. All right. Here's part 2 to this. In our 5th quick story, top Social Security official quits after refusing a request from Elon Musk Department of Government Efficiency team to access sensitive government records. I have a video. Let's just go right to it.
All right, we have some breaking news for you. The acting head of the Social Security Administration has resigned. Michelle King's departure comes after she refused to provide Doge staffers access to sensitive information. Your information. King had been with the department for 30 years.
According to NBC, White House spokesperson Harrison Fields confirmed that Michelle is no longer with the agency. President Trump has nominated the highly qualified and talented Frank Bisano to lead the Social Security admissions, and we expect him to be swiftly confirmed in the coming weeks. In the meantime, the agency will be led by a career Social Security anti-fraud expert as the acting commissioner. President Trump is committed to appointing the best and most qualified individuals who are dedicated to working on behalf of the American people, not to appease the bureaucracy that has failed them for far too long. So, I don't know, man. Depends how you want to look at it. Yesterday, we talked about Musk and his department wanting to access the IRS. And I was like, why do you want to access the, people's bank accounts, PIN numbers, all that tax information? But should his department, or should Doge have access to Social Security? And he is finding out these things. I don't know. This one, I don't know how I feel about it. The IRS, definitely not. But Social Security, if there's a problem, and that's his department, should he be let into it? Let me know what you guys think. Our 6th quick story. The president of Mexico, Claudia Sheinbaum, announces that she will be suing Google if they continue to label the Gulf of Mexico as the Gulf of America across the entire body of water. Don't we have other important things to be talking about? President Sheinbaum's statement comes in response to what she describes as an overreach by U.S. President Donald Trump, who has ordered the remaining parts of the Gulf under the U.S. jurisdiction to the Gulf of America. Sheinbaum argues that this decree should only apply to the section of the Gulf directly under the U.S. control and not the whole body of water shared between several countries. The announcement has sparked a debate on national sovereignty, the accuracy of digital maps, and the influence of political decisions over geographical naming conventions. Google has yet to respond to the threat of litigation from the Mexican government. Like, I don't know what to say to this. Like, I get it. I understand, but what about the tariffs? What about the tariffs? What about the other things that are going on in the world? What about the money? What about the eggs? What about the rent? What about the inflation? Like, I don't care what Google's doing. Like I said, I understand Mexico. Like, I'm very proud Jamaican. If there was some sea that was called like the Jamaican Sea and somebody wanted to rename it, like, I get it, but whoa, there's other things we could be talking about. Our seventh quick story. Secret Apple patents that hint at future products. Y'all know I'm a big Apple head, so I was excited to see this. All right, I'm going to put up some pictures. This one is a ring that can control your house. A ring that can control your house. Do I want a ring? But what? Anyways, I'm not going to doubt Apple because they are amazing, but I don't know what I would, I don't know if I'd want that. An Apple Watch with a camera. We told you about this yesterday. Why are they trying to put cameras on everything? There's going to be cameras on AirPods. There's going to be cameras on your watch. I don't know. I've never had an Apple Watch. I've never wanted an Apple Watch. I don't know why. I know they're hugely popular, but Apple Watch fans out there or owners, would you want a camera? I guess. Oh, I know why. Because you could FaceTime somebody from your watch. Because now you can't. Oh, dope. You definitely need a camera on your watch for sure. All right, this one, I can't figure out what this is. It says, use your iPhone as a MacBook. What does that mean? Like, there's a picture here of a MacBook and a phone on top of it, but how can I use it as a MacBook if it's, I don't know. Anyways, I don't know. A magnet connector for charging. I guess that would mean like when you charge your phone for charging, a magnet connector, because isn't it already a magnet connector? Sorry, these are all patents, right? They're not new, so I'm just confused. All right, a foldable iPhone. Now, there has been definitely foldable phones on the market. I have never really thought that it looks anything super cool, but I think that's maybe because I'm a guy and I always have pockets. And I think maybe for women, you guys would like to have a foldable iPhone. And those little YSL purses, you got to fold it up and stuff it in there. Those little evening purses, they might fit. But would you want a phone just for small purses? Because in general, a purse that you're carrying around could fit your iPhone, right? But anyways, ladies, let me know. And guys, let me know. But I personally don't want a foldable iPhone. Recent Apple patents suggest a future where wearable and multifunctional devices could refine personal technology. Among the most intriguing fittings are the smart ring with gesture control capabilities and camera-equipped Apple Watches and a foldable convertible iPhone. These innovations hint at Apple's continued exploration for new form factors beyond traditional smartphone and wearable devices. Additionally, the patents reveal advancements in charging methods such as wireless energy transfer and module charging stations. While not all patent concepts make it to production, they showcase Apple's ongoing commitment to push the boundaries of design and functionality in customer electronics. Go Apple. Our eighth quick story. Suge Knight Jr. calls out Ray J on Instagram, challenging him to a fight for lying on his family. Suge Knight Jr.? Why is this going viral? Suge Knight Jr., the son of the infamous music mogul Suge Knight, is making headlines after calling out Ray J for a fight on Instagram. In a fury of posts, Suge Knight Jr. accused Ray J of lying and disrespecting his family's name, demanding a showdown between the two of them. He added Ray J and said, "Don't run your mouth to lie and let's just run this fade." Along with the challenge, he shared an old photo of himself and Brandy, who is Ray J's sister, adding a personal touch to his call out. He said that if he wins the fight, he wants to take Brandy out on a date, which only added fuel to the fire. Fans quickly reacted to the post, expressing curiosity about the potential feud and the bold challenge Suge Knight Jr. has thrown down. Ray J has yet to publicly respond to claims. Here's a video.
Real quick, I'm gonna get to the point. Hey Ray J, how about we set up this fade? Let's get straight to it, because you want to talk about my family, you want to spread out lies. Let's run that. Suge J versus Ray J.
Donald Trump is signing executive orders to get rid of DEI in schools and Target and all over the world. Like, I have no time for Ray J and Suge Knight Jr. Suge Knight Jr. Like, what are we talking about? Our ninth quick story. Yeah, let's go to something way more important. Drake's career first week sales. All right, people on the internet are still talking about Drake and Kendrick. And we know that Drake's album came out and it's been doing pretty decent on iTunes and Apple, but everybody wants to know how much it will sell the first week. So a content creator put this out and listed Drake, all of Drake's albums. So I wanted you guys to join in and comment below and let me know how much you think. So Drake's, I'm going to list what it says here for people who can't see it. So Drake's first album, Thank Me Later, was 400,000. Take Care was 600,000. Nothing Was the Same was 600,000. If you're reading this, It's Too Late was 500,000. What a Time to Be Alive was 300 views, 1 million. More Life, 500. One of my favorite Drake albums, by the way. That's underrated, that album. It's because people say it's a mixtape, but it was a dope album. Anyways, Scorpion, 700. Drake Lane Demo Tape. What is that? Drake Lane Demo Tape? Anyways, that was 200. Certified Lover Boy was 600. Certified Lover Boy was 600? That was such a, like a, I'm not going to say a whack album, but yikes, really? Honestly, Nevermind was 200. Her Loss was 400. And For All the Dogs was 400. So that was all Drake's albums. What do you guys think Songs for You is going to do the first week? My prediction, with having weak lead singles and not being like living up to what he was supposed to do, I'm going to say, I don't know if he's going to break 200. I don't know. I'm going to say 210, 215. Anything over 250 is a win, and I don't think he's going to be able to do that. I think it's probably going to be from the 190 to 210. Let me give me like 20,000. So 190 to 210. We'll follow back and let you know when it comes out. I think it's probably going to come out on Friday, so we'll see. Oh yeah, let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. What is your number? We're going to look back and see who was right, okay? I was going to have like a giveaway or something. I got to work out some sort of giveaway when I ask you guys these things. I remember we did this one time. I can't remember what it was. And someone's like, you should give away. I can't remember what it was. Anyways, just comment below how much do you think Drake is going to sell? Our 10th quick story. I think I said 10th quick story before. Anyways, this is the 10th quick story. And of course, it's about Kendrick Lamar. You can't talk about Drizzy Drake without talking about Kendrick. Not Like Us by Kendrick Lamar returns to number 1 at the Hot 100 following the Super Bowl. Not Like Us is number 1. Luther, which is Kendrick and SZA, number 2. And TV Off, number 3, with Kendrick as well, too. So Kendrick has all 3 spots in the Hot 100. Kendrick is sweeping the charts. The rapper's hit song, Not Like Us, is back at number 1 Billboard Hot 100 charts. Are you guys here for this? I told Drake, you need to be in the number 1 spot. You don't want to listen to me, bruh. Let me know what you guys think about this. This is a no-brainer, right? Like, because of the Super Bowl, of course, Not Like Us is going to be number 1. Let me know what you guys think. Are you excited? Do you like it? Are you tired of it? Let me know what you guys think. Our 11th quick story. Serena Williams says Super Bowl dance was not a dig at Drake not dancing to be petty. Why is she commenting about this now? I'm telling you guys about it because it's going viral, but the Super Bowl was like a week and a half ago. Like, why is she now commenting? And I don't believe her, but her baby daddy husband said something in her defense, and now she's responding to that. So because I told you about what her husband said, I only felt it right to follow up. She says, that's my baby daddy, my husband. Always got my back. I love you. Gosh, I'm so late to the game. I've been sick and busy investing in billion-dollar companies and running WYN Beauty. Definitely not dancing to be petty. Laugh out loud. I think I proved 23 times over, not counting 4 gold medals, that I simply don't have time for petty. All love and respect, always, nothing negative here. What? Yo, Serena, if you didn't want to be petty and you just wanted to dance and support your Compton native, and doing your sea walking, which I don't have a problem with at all. I told everybody that. People who were giving you backlash, I was like, yo, do your thing. Why do it during Not Like Us? Why do it during Drake's song? There was 10 other songs you could have done it to. Obviously, if you're going to do it because you know you want to get back at Drake, you're doing it during that song. It's super obvious. Just come back and say, yo, Drake, was it last year? I think it was on his last album. Well, not this one, but last one, For All My Dogs. He said something about you and your husband. Be like, yo, I'm not a rapper. I can't get back at him. Kendrick Lamar has a diss track on the Super Bowl stage. So I wanted to, ride for my boy Kendrick at the same time. I get to make fun of Drake. Ha ha ha. Like, I don't understand why people take us like that we're dumb or something. Like, there's so many other songs. First of all, you could have just not done it, or you could have just danced on any other song but the song aimed at Drake. Like, just stop it. Jeez. Our 12th quick story. All right, I told you guys about this earlier on in the show. Wendy Williams got to be with her dad on his 94th birthday. So it's really nice. She said in the picture, she said, happy I could make this happen for you, Papa. I said by any means, and I kept my word. Wendy Williams got to spend time with her father for his 94th birthday. If you recall, last month during an interview with The Breakfast Club, she expressed uncertainty about whether she'd be able to see him. So we showed you guys on Friday. Was it Friday or Monday? Well, we showed you guys her coming out the plane. We showed you pictures of her and her son. And now this is a picture with her and her dad. So it's complete. It's done. She got that. Let's see if she can get out this conservatorship. We'll follow up and let y'all know. Shout out to Wendy. And don't forget, keep hashtagging free Wendy. Our 13th quick story. Boosie shows love to Ayla May and offers women some advice on behalf of the men. All right, so Ayla May has a song it's really saying like, I'll do all these little things for you. I'll kind of like Beyonce's song Cater to You. Remember, was it Beyonce or was it Destiny's Child? Anyways, remember Cater to You? It was like this. I'll do all the little things. I will cook for you. I will clean for you. I will take care of you. I will be a woman to you. Okay. So Boosie said this. He said, this song really touched me. It really be the little things that makes me happy. We be on the road working, not sleeping good, not eating good, plus stressed as an MFer. Women need to be more of our peace and not our problem. I really feel more women should do the little things. You got a little bit of backlash in the comment section. So I wanted to put in here. This actually could have been in discussion of the day, but we already have social discussion of the day. And two things I want to say about this. One, this leads to what I have been saying to you guys all the time in social discussion. It is really, really, really about the small little things, the little, like, hey, I packed your lunch for you, or this, I did this for you, or just the little things of, hey, I know you want to do this. Have you got this accomplished? Like the things that actually take care of somebody. And the second thing that I wanted to say is, whenever somebody says something like this, and you can go back to listen to anytime I do say something like this, it's not wrong what Boosie said, but you always have to couple that with saying, I want to do that for you too. And that's why he's getting backlash. You can't be like, well, I'm out working, I'm out doing this, I'm out not sleeping good. So when I want to come home, I want to come home to peace. But you also have to say, I want to come home to peace, and I also want to come home to you and give you the little things that you need and the things to help you be great, So I think that's just where the backlash is coming from, that he's forgetting about his partner and making it seem like, listen, this relationship is all about me and investing in me because I'm the only one who's going out there. And even if you are the one that is going out and maybe doing physical work and your partner is not working or not, their job or their career is not as stressful, it doesn't mean that person doesn't need to be fulfilled. And that's what I always say, or even what I was saying yesterday, where it's about encouraging each other to be great in whatever they're doing. So even if you're a stay-at-home mom, a stay-at-home mom still has accomplishments and goals that she wants to do for the kids or her own whatever it is that you're trying to do through life. I always say it's not really about money. It's about whatever your goals and whatever your purpose is in life. And it's about pouring into each other for that. So while I agree with Boosie that the small little things, to me, is the things that are important and not the, the bigger things are, and he's also talking about peace and not arguing or whatever. I agree with that, but it comes from both sides. So let me know what you guys think about Boosie's comment in the comment section below. Our 14th quick story. Doechii reacts to folks claiming that she was lip syncing during her Grammy performance. She said, "Don't ever effing play with me like that." Let's just jump to the video because it's actually hilarious, and then I'll read you a little bit about it. Take a listen.
I can't possibly get on here and say this calmly or nicely. Y'all are stupid as hell. So slow. I don't lip sync. Don't ever fucking play with me like that. Ever.
Doechii is making it very loud and clear that her mic was on. They put "on" in cap letters. That on during her show-stopping performance at the 2025 Grammy Awards. Despite delivering one of the most talked about sets of the night, some critics tried to downplay her moment, claiming that she was lip syncing, and Doechii says she is not having it. The award-winning artist, who also snagged Best Rap Album for Alligator Bites Never Heal, took to TikTok to address the rumors ahead, proving that her skills are 100% real and unfiltered. When the internet starts running wild with rumors, some artists stay quiet, but not Doechii. The rapper wasted no time putting haters in their place with an unapologetic response. I wanted to throw this in here, not also because a lot of people are talking about it, is that somebody in my comment section after the Super Bowl, after I said, Kendrick Lamar had great breath control. I felt like he was really good and his presence on stage was amazing. And I was like, a lot of people don't realize how hard it is to do that. Somebody in my comment section was like, everything is a track. They recorded a track. No artist perform anything live anymore. It's always lip sync. And if you've been in the music industry, you say that you know all of these things. And I understand there are some people that lip sync, and I understand there are some people that will record a live track, but a lot of artists, and Kendrick was one of them, and Doechii is one of them, still actually give us a live performance behind a live recorded track. And this is what, I didn't play the whole thing with Doechii, but it's also what she was saying is that her DJ was filling in, and yes, there was a track, but she is still rhyming live out here. I don't necessarily think it's wrong if artists lip sync, especially if you're an artist that's doing a lot of dance moves and moving around. And like she said, she's like, she's doing flips and doing all of these things. It's very, very hard to be able to do that. I don't understand the big thing about it. Now, I definitely agree with somebody, for example, like Mariah Carey, who's just standing there not moving, and you are, just have the ability to have all your breath control and hit all your notes. Of course, we want to hear you live, especially at a concert. I don't want to pay for a concert and see you lip syncing, but also too, it has to do a lot to do with the arena, the feedback, the sound, the people or whatever. So take it easy on some artists sometimes. Take it easy, but shout out to Doechii for standing up for herself. Our 15th quick story. Tyla reflects on backlash she received after referencing herself as a colored woman. She said, "I felt like I had no control." All right, if you guys remember, I think this was like last year. It was a big thing, but she's finally come out and spoken about it. South African pop star Tyla recently opened up about the controversy she faced after describing herself as a colored woman. In a recent interview with British Vogue, the 23-year-old push-to-start singer shared how quickly the situation escalated, saying, "Honestly, I felt like I had no control. People took it and it just went so far, I didn't know what to do with it." She continued and said, "I understand that word is a sensitive word for people, so I don't blame anyone for being touched by it. I just would have wanted the opportunity for people to actually listen and learn." If you recall, Tyla faced intense scrutiny in 2023 after a surface video from 2020 showed her proudly claiming her colored heritage. Many Black Africans took issue with the statement, as the term was historically used as a slur in the gym era. Amid the backlash, Tyla and her supporters, both American and South African, explained that the term in South Africa is commonly used to refer to people with mixed descent. However, critics point out that the classification itself has roots in South African apartheid system. Tyla also admits in an interview she was relieved that she avoided discussing the controversy during a radio appearance shortly after the incident. She explained, "Me choosing not to say anything, I'm happy that I didn't. I didn't want to explain my culture and something that is really important to me on a platform that was just going to purposely misconstrued it." She added, I've explained it many times before, but people took to it and put words in my mouth. They said a whole bunch of things that I never said and ran with it. All right, so for my daily listeners, you guys know that I spent a lot of time in South Africa. I actually lived there for a year, and the show does actually really well in South Africa. Shout out to all my South Africans and everybody on the continent of Africa. I don't want to necessarily get into the whole color, race thing and everything, but I will say, and I said this when this story was big and kind of broke last year, that I disagree with Tyla not talking about it. And the radio incident she's talking about it was on the Breakfast Club. Charlemagne asked her about it, and her publicist weighed in and was like, nope, can we please avoid that? No, we don't want to talk about it. And I think that's what made it a bigger situation instead of talking about it. And I think when you don't talk about things, that's what makes it bigger, because it leads to more speculation. Talk about your experience, talk about where it's from, and then people won't speculate as much. So anyways, I've said enough on this topic. Let me know what you guys think if you remember it. Let me know what you guys think about it. Do you not like the term color? Do you think that it is racially motivated, especially now in 2025? And do you, I hope there are some South Africans that are watching that will comment, there's a lot of people who don't want to talk about it, and I totally get it. But if you are, and you're willing to talk about it, comment in the comment section below and let us know, is this term still accepted out there in 2025? Is it still being used? I think it's healthier to have these discussions so people learn about it, and then we can move forward. So I'm interested to see. Comment below and let me know. All right, this brings us to a new section in our show called Comment of the Day. All right, this is the first time I'm trying this out. You guys let me know what you think about it. But I tell you guys all the time how I read the comments every night before I go to bed. Yeah, before I go to bed or while I'm falling asleep. I read all of them and I talk to you guys about it the next day. And somebody said, so you really read our comments? I usually hate writing them and do not do it, but I really feel like we are having a conversation, not too formal, but yet respectful, objective remarks with a right dose of caring. So I saw that and I highlighted it and I was like, yeah, of course I really read y'all comments. So I decided to start a new segment where one comment a day I'm going to take. I don't know what it is. It's just going to be my favorite comment or a comment that I want to talk about or whatever. So keep commenting below, and we're going to try out this new segment this week. If it keeps on going well, we'll keep it in the show. But yes, I wanted this first one to start off by saying, yes, 1000%. I read almost every single comment and comment back the next day if we talk about the topic or not. Obviously, I cannot talk about every single comment, but like I always say at the end of the show, people ask me all the time how I do a podcast by myself, and I don't do the podcast by myself. I do it with you guys. So your comments are an integral part of this show. I use it to guide the show. I use it to guide the topics. I use it to see how I'm doing, if you guys like it or not. Of course, just because you don't like something, I'm not going to change my opinion on something, but definitely with topics and the things that you don't agree with me on, I actually like that because it gives me something to talk about and it gives me something to think about. And that's the great thing about being independent, although some people don't believe I'm really independent. But I love, and I pride myself on being able to see things from both sides and talk about it. So keep commenting below. And I forgot to say her name. Shout out to Alice. Alice, thank you for your comment. Yes, I do read everything. And you have actually sparked a new segment in the show. So shout out to Alice. And we'll see you guys tomorrow for the next comment of the day. All right, this brings us to one of my favorite segments, the social discussion of the day. All right, Coi Leray tweeted this out. She said, girls don't care if he got a baby on the way, married, in a relationship, just had a baby, happily in love. It doesn't matter what it is. They gonna always be there. What matters is a man's discipline, and she put that in cap locks, and the way he don't play about his girl. He got to be ready for commitment 100%. You got to be ready for commitment 100%. So this is aimed at Trippie Redd. And does she still have the baby? I don't know. I've seen like conflicting things. I never want to talk about it because I'm not too sure. And I don't know people in her camp to reach out to them. But I've seen pictures of her and she's not pregnant anymore. So I don't know what happened to the baby, but we all know that she caught Trippie Redd cheating on her, whatever. So this is where it's from. But I digress. I agree with this 100,000%. I have never been in a situation where I caught my partner being with somebody else. I'm not going to be naive and say it's never happened. I just never caught. I didn't know about it. I've never been in a situation. So I don't know. But if it does ever happen, I promise you, I will not blame the guy at all. Like, it's not the guy's fault at all. It's 100% my partner, my girl's doing. Like, you got to be committed to saying no. It's not the guy's fault. That's his job. You know what I'm saying? That's what he's supposed to do. He's supposed to be trying to pick you up. You know what I'm saying? Like, what does he care about me? You know what I'm saying? It's 2025, man. It's a dog eat dog world out here. You know what I'm saying? So I would not blame the guy at all. And if anything, I would actually hail him up and be like, yo, thank you. Because if she's going to cheat on me with you, she probably cheated on me before, or she's probably going to cheat on me after. So thank you for letting me know and saving me time in my life. And I didn't want to find this out when I was 80. I'd rather find out about it now. I literally would be this guy's new best friend. Like, I'd be like, yo, let's, want to go out? Drinks on me, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like, let's go play golf. Let's go play ball. Like, whatever you want to do. Whatever you're into, I got you. I really do not. I really agree with her. And I disagree with people that blame the other girl or blame the other guy or whatever. It's your partner's fault. We are in a committed relationship. We are supposed to be committed to each other. Not he or she has no commitment to me. What do they care about me? So let me know what you guys think about this. I'm really anxious to see. I think this is actually really a good conversation because I know there's going to be people who blame the other person. Now, to add a layer, if you know the person, if the person knows you, if they're your friend, part B, would you blame that person? And I still wouldn't, because I would just be happy to know that I get to save time and I'm out of a bad situation. That's how my head works. I'm just like, perfect. I'm out. Bye. You know what I'm saying? Like, obviously I know there's probably going to be a little hurt, no adjustment or whatever, but I'm happy to find out something like that. So I'm like, one of my boys did that, which they wouldn't, but if they did, I'd be like, yo, thanks, bro. You know what I'm saying? But anyways, let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. Who's to blame? Is it the person or is it your partner? Let me know. All right, this brings us to question of the day. What is a privilege that people act as if it isn't? Okay, I really like this one. And just to warn you right now, I'm a very, very, very positive, appreciative person. So I'm going to agree with every single thing because I feel like everything is a privilege. I think being alive is a privilege. Being born is a privilege. You guys know that you have a better chance of getting struck by lightning than to be born. It's like 1 in like 6 trillion. Like, it's an impossibility to be born. Almost an impossibility, obviously. But yeah, the likelihood of you actually being born is a miracle. So I think everything is a privilege. And I really get upset at people who don't realize the privileged situation that we're in. And the fact that you are able to watch me right now talking to you means that you have electricity. It doesn't necessarily mean that you're warm, but you probably are. You know what I'm saying? Like, you have a computer or a phone or a tablet or a TV. Do you know how privileged you are? You're in like probably the top 4% in the world. So you're privileged, but let's just go through. Somebody said access to you. Okay, I like that. That's a great start. Yeah, access to me is a privilege. I definitely think that too. Somebody said living in America, no matter who is president, I am grateful. Wow. Thank you. This is why I'm independent, and this is why I have love for Democrats and love for Republicans and love for whoever is in office, because at the end of the day, it's still America or Canada or England or any of these first world nations, like, it's a blessing. And especially America, man, it's one of the greatest places in the world to live, so love this. This is starting off great. Somebody says, parents that still help and support you into your adulthood. Totally agree. My mom, not really so much my dad, but my dad he supports in his own way. He's very like manly, and he feels like he cannot be like soft or get into his feelings, but he's still supportive, but not like my mom. Shout out to my mom. She watches every single one of my episodes. That's the kind of support I'm talking about. My dad has maybe like watched one. Nice parents that actually care if you're safe, well, and happy, 1000%. My mom was just freaking out over the snowstorm. Oh, your sister, she has to drive. She has the kids. And she's like freaking out. My sister has 4 kids. Like she's a big grown adult. You know what I mean? But it is a blessing. It is a privilege, 1000%. What else? Having 2 parents in your life at all times, 100%. That's why I say even my father and I maybe have a challenging relationship, and I'm still happy that we have a relationship. We are still close somewhat, and I'm just happy that he's in my life. And that is a privilege, a huge privilege. Somebody said, God's grace and mercy, 1000%. Eating 3 meals a day with snacks? What? Yo, you're having 3 meals with snacks? You living large, bro. I am really happy of all of these comments. I'm proud of y'all. Somebody said, having clean running water. Totally agree. A roof over your head. Having a supportive mom as an adult. Yes, trust me. I definitely do not take that as a joke. Going to school and only needing to focus on school. Definitely a privilege. Somebody said mobility. 1000%. You only notice it like around Christmas time, like I stubbed my foot on something and I couldn't walk properly. And even sitting down doing my show was painful. You take for granted those little things like you're able to be mobile. Like you could walk around without pain. Like you take that for granted. Another person said having good parents. I'm really happy that a lot of people are saying stuff about parents. Wow. Breathing, walking, talking, sound mind, 1000%. Having food to eat, God's mercy, seeing another day, a safe place to call home. Wow, this is amazing, man. See, people say, oh man, humanity is not gone, man. We're still privileged and we still know what is important out here. Somebody said emotional intelligence. Yep. Love this. Time. Woo! Love that. Do not take time as a privilege. Yep. Open your eyes each day. Giving birth. Woo! To me, that is like God's first miracle, man. Yes. Do you guys know that I wish I could be a woman to be able to give birth? You got to be careful when you say that now in 2025 because people are going to be like, what? Not in that way, but I wish if I had a choice, I would have loved to have been a woman just to be able to give birth. I think it's one of the most greatest things it is the most greatest thing. And not just humans, but I love all female animals. Like you are able to have life and grow life inside of you. And then your body produces food to nourish that child. What? That's crazy. Giving birth is a huge privilege. It's a privilege that I will never be able to have, and I wish I could. I hope you guys take that the right way, and nobody says ridiculous things in the comment section. Another person said living in America, having a passport, 1000%, believing in God, having food to eat. Whew, this is filling me up. That's why I'm keep on going. Somebody said me, which is in other words, like what they said, to have, in your presence. Really good. Yeah, being close to family. I'm very close with my family. I'm proud of us, man. Let's go. That's why I started. I'm like, yo, I'm privileged. I think everything is a privilege. And I thought people were not going to notice all the privileges that we have. But hey, I underestimated y'all, man. Let me know in the comment section below. What do you think that we have privilege of, and some people out there that are not like us? Whoop, Kendrick Lamar, not like us. What people are not like us and don't take the privileges that we have? Let me know in the comment section below. All right, this brings us to sports news. Kevin Durant was tweeting, as he likes to do, and he says, I think it's more fun to complain about the NBA than to actually watch it. Kevin Durant speaks on the 2025 All-Star Game via Twitter. And he said, I think it's more fun to complain about the NBA than to actually play in it. Crazy. Let's cancel the All-Star weekend and let's just give everybody a break since we're so miserable to be around. Since we're so miserable around this time. Kevin Durant took to Twitter to speak on the 2025 All-Star Game. Many fans expressed their opinion on this year's event, which brought a new tournament-style format instead of East versus West format on Sunday's games. Listen, Kevin, I love you, bro. You know that. The game, the weekend, everything about All-Star was horrible. And what do you expect us to say? I said the same thing on Tuesday show or Monday show, Tuesday show. It was horrible, and it's been horrible for years. The slam dunk competition, bringing in somebody from the G League who's not an all-star, is horrible. The only thing that's good is a three-point competition because you can't fake it. You actually have to make a three-point shot. The game is horrible. The East versus West or this tournament style is still horrible. And you know why we keep talking about it? Because you guys, the players, are the one who makes it horrible. And what I said yesterday is what I'll say again. Adam Silver, the commissioner of the NBA, needs to fine you guys for not playing it like a normal game. Do you know how amazing it is for us as fans to see the best of the best, the all-star dream team, come together and play? But you know how equally disappointing it is to see you guys throwing around alley-oops and not playing defense? Like, we actually want to see the best of the East Coast and West Coast, or the best under tournament style, to see who would beat the other person, because everybody has a favorite. One of my boys, Kevin Durant, is his favorite player. My favorite player is Steph Curry. Somebody else likes LeBron James. Somebody else likes Harden, Jason Tatum, etc., etc. You want to see your favorites go head to head. You don't want to see your favorites acting like we do on the playground and not taking it seriously. Like, how could you guys not comprehend this? How could you not understand us being upset? We're sitting down in our televisions. We get this big promotion all month long throughout the Super Bowl, all January, the All-Star, and you guys take it as a joke. And all in the name of, like, you don't want to get injured. You have 83 games that you play, or 82 games during the regular season. What's one more game for you to play in? You know what I'm saying? Like, if you get injured, I understand that it's unfortunate because the game doesn't count, but give me a break. Anyways, it's just my 2 cents on the All-Star game. Y'all let me know what you think. I know I went off there a little bit, but for years I've been complaining about this, all right? Let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. Sorry. All right, that brings us to the end of the show. Thank you so much for kicking with me on this Hump Day Wednesday. Before I let you guys go, I just want to remind you of all the ways to keep up with the Trend Out Loud podcast. For those of you who are watching the show on YouTube and you're in your car sometimes, you're going on a flight and you want to know how you can listen to the show, well, we are available on all podcast platforms, so you can download the show. Just go to any social platform. Just go to any podcast platform. Type in Trend Out Loud. The show will pop up. Don't forget to hit the follow and subscribe button so that you can be notified every time we upload new shows. And just like YouTube, we upload daily. Now, vice versa, for those people who are used to listening to the show on podcast platforms, please try to check me out on YouTube. It is my favorite way to watch the show, and I'm sure it will be yours as well. If you think I'm animated and fun on audio, wait till you see me live on direct on your screens. It's a good time. Also, not only do you see the visuals and the pictures that we put up, but we also have an amazing community over here on YouTube. They just actually are the reasons why we started a whole new segment called the Comment of the Day. So make sure you follow us on YouTube. And how to do that is just go to YouTube, type in Trend Out Loud, the show will pop up. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button. Please try to hit the like button if you like the show. Comment, super, super important. We are partners. This is our show together. And lastly, if you do like the show, try to share it because it helps in growing the channel. For those of you who want to follow me on any social platforms, you could follow me at Trend Out Loud. It's always the same handle on all media platforms, Trend Out Loud. Thanks again for kicking with me on Wednesday. The weekend is close. I'll see you for Thursday's show. Have a great day. Peace. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. It's your boy, Trend Out Loud. Peace!